Welcome to the Business Growth Podcast. Today I'm here with Abdi, also in Melbourne from PlanSmart Pro. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Leonard, for having me. Feel honored and it's a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, let's jump right in. So tell us a little bit more what got you into like the whole space with the NDIS. So I know previously we spoke, you said you saw an opportunity. Walk us through a little bit more like how did you see that opportunity and then what made you decide, okay, let's start
Mhm.
getting into this.
Awesome. Well, just a bit of background. So, yeah, my background is finance and accounting space, and I started my career as an external audit, financial statement. And then while I was working in the corporate space, I've kind of noticed that the NDIS was really growing. It becoming a bit more, like government was just basically, there's been a lot more service providers, and there was always a gap that I've seen in the plan management space. So there were a lot of really big providers that just basically controlled majority of the market. And one thing I've noticed that just by speaking to other people who own the businesses, a lot of the issues like it wasn't getting solved quickly because when you have a really big companies, a lot of them are like automated or they've got a contact center overseas and a lot of participants find issue speaking to someone locally, trying to explain the issue they're having around their NDIS plan, and they want to speak to someone locally. So there was a lot of gap that I've seen. And then while speaking to a few other people, I've done a bit of research and decided that if I can set up a business more around focusing, providing the best support, being transparent, and just helping the participant and also the service providers understand their NDI's budget and how to control it better. So once I've kind of noticed that and then try to figure out what is the requirement to set up a NDI's provider and to become a plan manager.
Mm.
After that, we applied for it. It took us about, I think, 6 to 12 months to get our license. And
Wow.
having a
That's
accounting background really did help speed up the process. So yeah, there was a gap in the market, and I think a lot of people weren't basically being given the best support. So that's how PlanSmart Solution Pro came out, PlanSmart Pro, where we are a small business based in the northern suburb of Melbourne. We provide a lot of individualized support to people on the NDR space, making sure their budget are in line with their NDR's goal. And if they have any question, they can always call us. And yeah, our team are local, and they'll support them as much as they can. So that's a bit of background how PlanSmart
mm.
Pro came out. And there's a
Mhm.
sister company that's the same branch, which is the PlanSmart Solution. So that one's a bit of accounting and consulting, helping other businesses stay compliant, stay audit ready, because in the NDR space, there is so much heavily compliant space.
hmm Nice, yeah, and that's awesome. You saw that opportunity, you saw the pain points, and then you went for it. Because I think whenever people are starting a business as well, it's always hard to know what should I start. And then you identified the pain points and the opportunity, and then you went for it.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. So I think the fact that there's two companies in the same space, but
Mm.
completely separate arms, doing different services, it did really help us. Yeah. So in that case, it did help us understand the gap and yeah, how we can best provide those services.
Yeah, and then so talk me through the early days when you were starting these businesses, because that's usually the toughest, like trying to get those first couple of clients. That's always the
Mhm.
hardest. So, how did you go about finding your first few clients and getting the business off the ground?
Got you. In the NDS space is a bit different because a lot of them are like you can't go out and try to sell the business as what you would sell a lot to a normal service you have.
Mm.
This is a lot more personalized business, and you're dealing with people who are vulnerable. So you have to be very careful how you come by, and you got to really show for a passion. So if you don't really have the passion in this space, it's very hard to be in it. So for me, yeah, the first couple of weeks, I started off at a small shared space offices in Broadmeadows, and in there were a lot of other businesses around in that space. And just by
Mm.
basically being then present and just yeah, giving out my business card to any other business providers, saying that hey, we are a new business and plan management company. We specialized in we've got a strong system that basically able to pick up invoices quickly and process once a participant has approved those invoices. So we explain that services to them. So at the beginning, it's very hard getting people to trust you. So
Hmm.
once we found a few people actually basically trusting us and referring us to their participant and their participant joining us, they've seen that it's a lot different dealing with a very big company who they stay on the hold for about 15, 20 minutes and calling us, and someone in the office picks up very quickly. So they've seen that it was a lot more individualized. So based on that, they started to refer us to their family, friends, anyone in that space. And that's how we were able to slowly grow the business and build a strong participant tail.
Nice. So it's just a shared workspace and just networking with the people in that shared workspace.
Exactly, exactly. I feel like those spaces like there's a lot of smaller businesses in there, and everyone has
Mm.
the same intention. They have the passion to grow their business, and they
Yeah.
see you coming in every day, growing your business.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's in human nature where we try to help each other where we can.
Yeah.
So I've noticed that, yeah, so in being that space, it did really help building
Okay.
a really good relationship in business.
Okay. Awesome. Well, that I should go check out a shed work because there's one down the road from where I live, and I keep
Yeah.
being like, should I go work there a little bit, show my face a little bit, network a little bit? But it's so comfy because I got my own office here. I got everything at my house. But yeah, that's definitely true. Like I find people trust people that they can see physically in person so much more than someone that's just on the internet type of thing.
100%.
And then,
100%.
yeah, and then so when you were in these shared workspaces and you were networking, what did that kind of look like for you? Because there is a difference between, hey, here's my business card, and people are like, okay, this guy's just trying to sell me stuff, whatever, and then it goes in the bin type of thing. So how did you differentiate yourself and then get them
Mhm.
to trust you, see the value in working with you?
Mhm. So I think what really helped was the fact that I come from a strong corporate background in terms of accounting and finance, and the fact that I am accountant by trade, and people were able to basically associate that what I'm doing as a plan management, it's strongly in line with my accounting background, and
Mm.
that definitely was able to help. So at the same time, I was also providing general bookkeeping, business advisory to new business people. So if someone wanted to set up a business here,
Right.
I would tell them what are the legally requirement to set up a software they will be using, such as HubSpot, Zero. I'll help them set that up. Where there might be cleaning company or another NDIS business, I would explain to them the process and make sure they stay compliant. And I think that
Hmm.
also helped in terms of just building that trust as well. It wasn't
Hmm.
only just the plan management, it was also the other businesses advisor that was able to provide, and the team,
Yeah.
other people were able to, yeah, use that
Okay.
service as well.
Okay. And were you just adding free value as well, or was this more paying?
Nah, and unfortunately, at the beginning, it was so many free value,
Okay,
just to
yeah,
build,
gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
to build that
Okay,
relationship,
gotcha.
yeah, build that trust as well. A lot of, yeah, providing
Okay.
free services, meeting up, a lot of coffees.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's something I've heard with a lot of people as well. And it's pretty funny when I started my like Amazon coaching business, it was similar as well. I
Mhm.
just did a bunch of Zoom calls. I loved talking about Amazon
Yeah.
so much that yeah, I would just have a Zoom call, do it for free. And then I think my first paying one, I was like, I called just $20 for an hour
Yes.
call. And then I got the $20 and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I get to talk about what I love for $20. And then I did, I don't know, like $50. And it just like each time it just went a little bit higher as I got more experience and everything. So I imagine you did something similar with that, right?
Oh, 100%. And like you would notice as well, like at the beginning, people who are starting up, they might not have the capital to pay, say some of them that $20. But once they
Mm.
set up their business and they've seen that they're actually up and running, the first person I've noticed that they will go to it's me, and they would actually be like, hey, Abdi, this is what I need, but I want you to
Yeah.
charge me now. So they've got established business, and
Mhm.
where they might be helping them a way to streamline their reporting. So every quarter they need, I say,
Mhm.
like if they want to compare one quarter to the other quarter, I'll be able to
Yeah.
give them a report on Zero and help them go by line, to basically show them why there's increase in one section and stuff. Yeah. So
Mhm.
for that, I think they were happy to pay for it because they came to a stage where their business is a little bit more mature and they're
Mhm.
financially able to pay for those services. Yeah.
Yeah. And then during that time period, did you do anything else to stay top of mind? Did you use social media, email marketing, or anything, or was it just a physical presence of going to the same working location every day?
We tried online marketing. So I've noticed that that really didn't help, to be honest, much,
Yeah.
because on this space there were a lot like you're competing with so many other like bigger providers. So I felt like I don't think I will win when it comes to marketing. But yeah, one thing we've done a bit different is basically being face to face, catching up with different providers, different bigger NDIS providers who have a larger clientele, and from there they would refer our their client to us, their participant to our services. And that's how we kind of set up. So mainly face to face, catching up with business owners, yeah, mainly being the B2B space.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. And so fast forward a little bit, what are some of the projects that you guys are working on now with PlanSmart Pro?
So one thing we actually do is smaller niche market we work is NDR service providers.
Mhm.
So a lot of businesses have issues more around keeping track of their timesheets of their support workers, keeping track their notes. So if a employee goes to a participant's house, they provide a clean. There has to be an evidence that the job has been done. So the timesheet evidence, that kind of stuff. A lot
Yeah.
of bigger companies like Shift Care, they charge a like minimum of like you have to pay a certain fee and you have to have like 7, 8 users account employees, where a lot of the smaller businesses they're not at that stage to basically be able to purchase those larger software. What we help them develop is a job form that basically able to do exactly what Shift Care does. So capture the start time, end time, capture approval of the shift notes, and it also gives them a roster. So employee they can go to a link on their phone, complete everything within a minute. It goes straight to the business, the HR side, and they can see the shift itself. Also, another factor we added was on that Excel sheet, we designed a way that it picks up what day the shift was done, what hourly rate they're on, and it automatically calculates them how much they should be paid.
Mm.
So this covers mainly not the actual employees, but subcontractors and a lot of cleaning services. So they tend to use that very easily. The advantage is it's a contractor. And a lot of contractors can't be bothered sending physical invoices. So this kind of acts as a invoice, the job form, and it's very
Right.
transparent. And we've received really good feedback from it.
Yeah, nice. So it's essentially it creates the schedules for people to work and then it links it with payroll to see how much they need to be paid, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How many hours they've worked, and the
Okay.
system, the job form, and the Excel picks up what day was the shift on and what rate are they
Okay.
supposed to be on. So different
Nice.
contractors are on different rate. So
Mm.
that we got really good feedback from that one.
Okay.
But what we also provide is like with the job form, if there's any changes, some businesses they will go on like a monthly subscription where if they need to make any changes, they will let us know and we would make the changes on their job form. Otherwise, we
Mm.
give them access. But a lot of businesses prefer to pay like a very small fee as a retainer. If they need to
Right.
make any changes, say their hourly
Mhm.
rate or they got a new employee, we can add it into their system.
Right. Okay. And how did you guys set up this? Is it a software or what? How did you set this whole thing up?
It's a software called JotForm, J-O-T
Oh,
form, I think
yeah.
JotForm.
Job form, yeah.
And then we had a one of the so we had a offshore team that were really specialized in this, and they were able to implement it for us. And for us, we were able to sell other to our accounting clients we had that hey, this is another services we can provide. We can see you are in the NDR space or you are in the cleaning space. You would
Mm.
be dealing with a lot of contractors in this space, so try for this. So we might give them a free trial for maybe a month, and then they would start just purchasing the software.
Right. Yeah, because I know some of those for shift workers, those software, some of them are really expensive. It was like for every employee that you have, it's something like $10 to $20. So it can
Yes.
really add up and you're paying that every single month. And I was just like, what the hell? Just for something that shouldn't cost that much, especially with AI these days. So yeah, I imagine you save businesses quite a bit of money with something like this as well.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think the contractor who submits that, they get an email notification saying that, hey, this is what you've submitted, like a report, and they can use that as they like to basically calculate how much they expected to get. So
Mhm.
the employer has a that version, they'll get the responses where the
Mhm.
person who sent it, they also have a copy of it. They can compare later on when they get paid.
Yeah, nice. And then, so you said when we spoke last as well, some of the challenges that you're facing is like competing with other service providers. What does that kind of look like, and how do you guys try to differentiate from your competitors?
So in terms of the plan management side, the NDIS space, one of the biggest competition here is dealing with companies that are like really, really bigger than us, number one, and financial, they've got a strong capital backing. So with them, they've got the infrastructure in space, they've got the team in space. But for us, one thing we try to make it different from them is by basically telling our participant we're based local. Our team are expert in this space. We provide different services. So basically telling them that we are like the services we provide, it's an individualized service. It's not like a service that template that everyone just gets the same documents in. Well, the
Hmm.
same the same different services,
Yeah.
yeah. So we try to make keep it unique and like individualized for each person.
Yeah. Okay. And so in terms of like what would you say is not working for like business wise in your business is not working as well as what you would like?
One thing we would like to so another so I use do you mean a space that we would like to get into or
Or more just like, is there any processes in your business that's not quite working as well as what you'd like, or anything that
yeah.
you're looking to change that you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, so in terms of the system we use right now, say for the I'll talk about just the plan management maybe. So some participants have to basically approve or decline if an invoice gets sent through. One thing we like to do right now is because everything's a lot of automated right now, the participant, if a new service provider sends us an invoice, we would like the participant to approve it first before we process at the beginning. But sometimes those some participants might not able to get back to us within the required working days. So normally we expect them to reply to us within 3 to 5 working days, whether we approve of decline. So what we do better in that space is to call those service those participant, asking them if this is a legitimate invoice we should approve. So
Yeah.
we would like to kind of like find a way that we're able to send constant emails where
Mhm.
we can get the attention of the participant to either decline or approve that particular service invoice we received.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now there isn't the option for them to approve or decline it, or how is it different from what there is?
So there is right now, they just get one email sent to them, but
Ah, like a reminder
unfortunately,
sequence.
yeah, if there's a way we can
Mm.
use a reminder sequence or like a constantly for them to either decline or approve, it will make our life easier a little bit. The reason I say that is like instead of staying on the queue and then we have the service providers constantly calling us chasing about that invoice, but we can't pay until we get a approval or decline. So I think there's a gap
Mm.
there. And then the other
Okay.
team are trying to work through what is a like how could we use a like a reminder function. So we might yeah, that's something we're looking into it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So looking to put in a automation to do the reminder sequence essentially for that.
Exactly. Until they either
Mm.
accept or decline.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. And anything else that you guys are working on to
Yeah.
like improve?
So another that was the plan management side. So now
Yeah,
what we're doing for the PlanSmart solution, which is the more of like NDIS consulting, helping other
yeah,
more of the B2B business owners, like helping their businesses like grow. So
yeah.
one thing we're trying to do is right now is working with those businesses like with their documents and their compliant, making
Mhm.
sure like they understand what is required of them in each category. So whether if they onboard a new employee, what is required of them legally, what
Mhm.
documents they need to sign with that employee, and then if on the other side, if they onboard a participant, what is a way for them to find out which documents are important, what and how all those should be saved in a centralized system. Yeah. So one thing we started to do is basically providing a bit consulting around other NDIS businesses with their documents to make sure they're up to date legally, because every NDIS has a lot of changes that's happening. So that document, we provide a service to them that their documents are up to date. And then like it follows the guideline of the NDIS policy and procedure.
Mm.
So that's one thing we're working with them closely, and yeah, so it's a business that we just started recently. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I know we're starting to run out of time here. So what's on for the rest of the year for you?
So this year, I think one thing like we just want to come up with a strategic plan and come up with a strong vision for 2026. And one of the biggest goals we want to focus on 2026 is mainly the NDS consulting side and also the accounting space, getting into that space a bit more. And then yeah, just and then helping businesses understand their compliance side and coming up
Yeah,
with a system that's basically small businesses can use at a cost-friendly instead of them paying too much. So we've got
yeah,
a big year ahead of us. The team is really excited and can't wait to be
yeah.
honest.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds like you got a lot of different things happening, which is yeah, great. Yeah, it's been great having you on the show. You guys have been listening to the Business Growth Podcast. Until next time, keep growing.